Boys, girls, and those of you who have not yet made up your minds, your personal business is your personal business. Good to see you. It's Thursday in some countries. Today's Tuesday, correct? If this wasn't live, this would be a cut and an edit and some other stuff, I guess. All right, no cuts and no edits. All right, I want to go over some solo drills so that people can practice at home. Also, I'm going to make it so you can connect it. Let's say you had a Wing Chun dummy at home, you could do it on the Wing Chun dummy. Like we were talking about the other day, if you have a person, you can do it on the person. Another thing, Joe, thank you for getting motivated about not hitting the snooze button. Another thing about the snooze button.
Snooze button is evil.
Not only is it evil, it's bad for your health, which is the other thing. And I always knew that because you notice how I always notice that when I just wake up, I always wake up way better than when I wake myself up. If I have to be up for something, I set the alarm clock, you get that, that's just the way it is. If somebody slammed the door. So your heart rate goes up and your freaking neurological system gets zapped. So it's not healthy either, just so that they know.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you notice, you know, especially if you're in a deep sleep and the alarm clock goes off and you get woken up. Let's say you're not sleeping enough hours and you set the alarm clock and you wake yourself up out of REM, that's really bad. Waking yourself up out of REM is bad. You'll never wake up out of REM unless you wake yourself up, right? You won't just, and nothing happens, everything's relaxed, somebody doesn't slam on your door, or the alarm clock goes off, you'll sleep through REM, out of it, boom, and you'll wake up the way it's supposed to go. You fall deeper into sleep and then out. And supposedly there's REMs, it's not really like deep done, and so that's why they say if you're gonna nap, do it in 2.5 hour intervals is the best way.
Already?
You take an hour power nap, you're just gonna be just as groggy. So 2.5 hour intervals. Pretty crazy shit. So you technically 8 hours of sleep isn't the perfect amount, 7.5 is. Because you go 2.5, 5, 7.5. So it's actually hour and a half, not 2.5, hour and a half increments. So you got 90-minute increments. So if you wake yourself up, let's say you took a 90-minute nap, it's better than taking a 60-minute nap or a 2-hour nap. So go 90 in, and out, 90 in, so 90-minute intervals. So add up 90 as close as you get, either over the 7 mark or at that 7 mark, but 8 is not a good number. You're not coming out of sleep at 8 hours.
I don't remember all that, the alpha, beta, REM sleep.
I've picked up so much information throughout my life.
There's a cycle.
Shitty things. Things I think they should teach you in school. Like another thing, interbank lending. You know what that is?
An idea.
They lend each other money, it's 5 days or less. And isn't it funny how most out-of-state checks they hold for 5 days? It's gonna take 5 days to clear. PayPal, 3 to 5. And they always clip you for 5. I just had some transactions that they said it would be 3 to 5, it was 5 days. So they keep your money for 5 days, they lend it to each other for 5 days or less. So it would be like you open a business, think about this, you open a business, like let's say you open a gym. So you open up Planet Fitness. Then you run across the street to YouFit. You let all their employees clock in, you grab them, and then you bring them to work at your place. It's the same thing. It's literally, you're using their employees because they clocked in, they're paying them, but you brought them over to work at your place. And it's called interbank lending. If you didn't know, check it out. Again, a bunch of information that's useless, but it's very useful. They should teach us that shit in school. Don't start. What?
Should teach like plumbing and stuff.
Yeah.
People have their college degrees.
Yeah.
Use the toilet.
Yeah. Some people don't even know how to use a plunger. Forget about fixing the toilet.
True.
So we're going to do what we call a split entry. Split entry means you're half in, half out. So put your hand like you're going to shove my chest. I would push and I would go straight up the middle. That's a split entry. Turn this way. So split entry, I'm splitting the way I'm going in. I'm pushing it from the outside, right? This is a split entry. Here I'm all inside. Here I'm all outside. So I'm all outside, all inside, or split entry. Those are your choices. Just like I said, you can either be in Chi Sao. 2 out, 2 in, one in, 1 out, right? 1 in, 1 out. So 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 2 out, 2 in. Only places you can be. Here, you're either going to be 1 hand in, 1 hand out, both out, or both in. That's it. There's no other way, right? Let's say you put both hands out, and I'm looking to block this from hitting me, right? Put this hand down first. So if I'm looking to block this, let's say it's a punch, I can parry and hit, right? That's split. I'm half in, half out. 1 hand in, 1 hand out, right?
Got you.
I can go like this and go both in. So you go to throw here and I cross parry and I come in, right? Both of my hands are on the inside. You punch again and I parry and I hit. So I'm doing the same thing. I can either do it this way, I can do it this way, or I can do it this way. But either way, I'm doing a pock and a poke, pock and a poke, pock and a poke, right? So those are the only ways you can do it. That's it. There's no other ways. Can you think of any more? I'm either outside, inside, or half and half. That's it. Just like when you jump rope. You're either in the air or on the fucking ground. There's no middle ground, right? Even if you're floating. Two places you can be when you jump rope. On the ground or in the air. Done. Oh, you can be left, you can be right. I don't care whether you're left, right, center. You're either on the freaking ground or up in the air. When you throw that hand, I'm either outside with one, inside with the other. Split entry. Inside, outside. Done, right? We're going to start, I'm not going to say with the easiest one. There is no easier or harder because it depends on you or me. We're just going to start with, you go to punch or push or whatever, it's coming straight down the middle, and I'm going to go with a split entry. Okay? So in the mirror, get up off the couch and put the damn bonbons down, the potato chips, or you know what you need to do? You know, if you're going to take time, go and set your clock to non-snoozable. Yank out the wire that goes from the snooze button to the snooze wire that goes to the snooze memory. Don't piss me off. Just playing. So, face the mirror. This is all you're going to do. You're going to picture. Remember, solo drills. If you're just solo drilling for the sake of standing here, so it doesn't seem like I'm talking to somebody that is not there. Back up a little bit. Cool. They don't work unless you can visualize. If you're not visualizing this thing in your head, they don't work because you're just doing stuff like doing a form. If you do a form, you should be visualizing what it is. Every move you make, visualize it in your head. There's that person coming. I'm there. So a form, technically, there's nobody in front of you. Think about this. You're not really fighting anyone, right? Doing things with your eyes closed is better for your balance with your eyes open. That's another fact. So you may as well close your eyes and visualize that split entry. You're visualizing your third eye and you see that hand coming in, boom, you're coming in here, or you're coming in here, or you're coming in here, right? If you're not visualizing what you're doing, when it's time to do it, you're not gonna see it. You gotta visualize it to see it. You gotta see it before it happens. And if there's nobody in front of you and you're just doing it in the air, you've never seen that person, right? Like some people said that they saw their dream girl in a dream, or in their head they have this dream person. They're visualizing it. It's not just a silhouette, right? So you're visualizing that punch and you're parrying, boom, and you're coming up the middle. And you're gonna do 50 of these. And every one of the 50 times, don't get to about 20, 25 and then start doing this. Visualize that punch, boom, that punch is coming in, just like getting zapped in the wall. Boom, you're putting in that shot, boom, you're putting in that shot. So you're gonna do, yeah, give me 30. 30 will be good.
Can you throw something else?
So if I went like this.
You want to do an outside first?
No,
outside
the split. That's the first one we're gonna do, the split. That. You can't go outside. No, like you just did, from the inside pushing out. Do what you just did. How could you split?
I'm all tangled up.
No, it's not that you're tangled up. Do it again. Right? Both would be inside.
True.
So you're screwed. So the only way to do it for it to work would be push with that one, right? And then come in with the other one. Straight up the middle. There you go. It's the only way it works. You can't split the other way. Because if I'm outside, I can go inside. If I go inside, right, how am I going to get outside? I can't do it. That's the only way the split works, is from the outside and striking hand through the middle.
Since the attacker is going to be moving, I'm wondering if how this doesn't.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing.
Please.
None of that matters. Like the Corvette doesn't matter until you go to work, make that money, right, or invest, whatever it is. So you got to figure out a way, a route to make the money. Then you have to make enough so you can pay your bills and set enough aside for the Corvette. Even if you did it in one shot. If you went out and you made $500,000, you got to have enough to pay what you're going to pay and then go get that vet. If you want to make payments on it, you got to get that amount. I don't care how you get it. Steal it, borrow it, invest and have an income residual, right? So don't worry about this entanglement. Do the solo drills, and then after about 20 or 30, then we'll start getting into questions. Because otherwise, the crawling, we want to do the crawling. So you just go boop, boop, just crawl a little bit. Boop, boop, just do the crawl a little bit, right? But here's the problem. If I'm teaching you the solo drill and we do this, go ahead, do it again, pop, do it again, pop, do it again, pop. Once you start doing the solo drill, it's the same thing, it's reversed. If you just do the solo drill without visualizing, you're never gonna get it. If I keep doing this with you, but then when you go home and I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? It's just like your parents say, I'm not gonna live forever, you gotta figure it out. I'm like, nah, you're not gonna live forever. What do you mean? You harassed me forever. No, but you see what I'm trying to say?
Pock outside, strike inside.
There you go, just like that. And just, if you look in the mirror, right, the first time, what you're gonna see is, if we look this way, you're gonna see this, right? And you're gonna see this. You're gonna notice that your hands are here and your head is off to the side because you pushed the hand out of the way. So you have, basically, if you were looking at yourself in the mirror and took a picture, your hand that hits is going to be where your head was, right? There's where my head is, right? In line with this. My head is going to be in line where this shoulder was because I got a slit, right? So if you were to put a silhouette, like if it was a shooting range, and you look at the silhouette, this hand, have a great night, brother. This hand that's hitting is going to be where my head was, in line with where my head was. My head is going to be in line where my shoulder was. And this hand is going to be in line where my shoulder is. Okay? So you're going to go, pop, pop.
Okay, this clearly is striking at the attacker.
And that one's moving.
This one starts at shoulder.
Doesn't matter where it
Doesn't
starts.
matter start.
Because
But just
it's
get your head out of the way, otherwise you get popped.
Parry, pocket, and hit. Parry, pocket, and hit. I can't tell you where your hand's going to be because when that guy threw a punch, I don't know if your hands were in your pocket. I don't know if you were holding a beer. I don't know if you had a cigarette in your hand or a cigar. I can't tell you where your hand's going to be. I can tell you where they should be, but you can't walk around with your hands up like you're ready to defend yourself at all times. So it doesn't matter where your hands are. The further away from the attack, the faster you got to move. And that's why it's so important to always move all three. Because especially when something, you can't say surprise, because if it's surprise, you're probably going to hit. That's called a sucker punch. The thing is, if you're trying to punch me and I just try to move my head, it's not going to be enough. If I just try to push it out of the way, it's not going to be enough. If I just try to slip, see how far I got to move? But I just got to break it down in thirds. If I'm going to use all three, head movement, hand movement, and body movement, I just got to do a third of each, right? Give or take. You may move your head a little bit more than you parry, right? You may move your slip maybe a little bit more than your parry, right? So it all depends. So you got head, body, and hand. So your head may move this far out of the way, your body continues to move it that far, and now the punch would be here, and I push it the rest of the way out of the way, right? So all three have to be involved. Again, it's not, you can just have three pieces a little bit bigger than each other, but all three have to happen. You just can't move your head and parry out of the way. That doesn't work. You got to slip. And they call it slipping because it looks like you're falling. A slip is a quick move. It's like, looks like you're falling. It's not like you're walking. You slip, like you slipped on something. All three have to happen. Head, body, hand, head, body, hand, head, body, hand. Drill that into your head. That's another thing you can practice while you drive. So 50 times. Bah! Ready? Boop. There you go. Boop. One out, one in. Boop. Boop. There you go. Go ahead. There you go. See how you're ducking? The slip shouldn't be, the slip should be, you want to get closer. You want that hand going away, right? When people say moving away from the punch, if I go like this to you, right? What would you consider? I'm going to throw it right at your face. Show me what moving away, just, you can't go in angles. You got to go straight. It has to be a straight movement. How are you moving away from this punch? That's not away.
No.
No. You know why? Tell me which way the punch is going, right? I want you to, with your thumb, point the direction that this punch is going. All right? Now, move your head, point what direction your face was going in. Move back. Which way is your face going in your body? Same direction. If I do this, you're going in the same direction as the punch.
Point taken, I got you. You're still going to get hit.
If you bump into a wall, I'm not saying you will, but if there's something behind you, I don't know. I know that there's nothing right here and I'm going to take up that space. Unless I had turned beforehand and know, right? Then I can go like this.
I could fall in the ditch.
Like in boxing. In boxing, you can do all kinds of stuff. You may bump into the referee. Doubtful.
You got the ropes.
Usually it does, but you know, you can tell where you're in the ring. You know if those are the ropes, that there's no ropes behind you, man. The other ropes are way over there, right? So you can do this like we're talking about, where you just boom, right? And then come in, boop, and then come under, right? Like Mayweather does all the time. See what I'm saying? But in a fight, if you don't know what's behind you, you don't want to go straight back, especially if you're moving, because sooner or later they're going to catch you. You can't go backwards as fast as they can go forwards.
Right.
It just doesn't happen.
And the other punch is coming too.
So and that's not a slip, that's a duck. A duck is not bad. It's way better than doing this. You're better off doing this than you are doing this, right? Because at least if you duck, boom, you get him in the body. If you do this, now all you can do is use your kick, which is cool too. That's not a problem. But if you're only boxing in a boxing match, this is not a good look. You're better off dot, right? Here, right? So you can either slip, you can bob and weave, right? You can just duck, but this is not good. Unless you're doing, you know, the draw, then because you're going to draw them in, right? Go ahead, let me see it. Good, you guys better be practicing at home. Give me about 50 of these. Split entry. And again, I'm sure you've done it 100 times, or 1,000,000 times, but what I want you to start doing, if you haven't, is make sure you're visualizing it. As soon as you go, you should have in your head this hand coming towards you. Whether it's a shove, whether it's for a grab, whether it's to tip your cap, whether it's to just slap you, right? The hand comes straight out with a slap. Some people don't wind up for a slap. They just come up, boom. Good, see? Get that hand, go. Then do the other side, just so you don't have the uncoordinated feeling we all have. There you go. Give me about 10 more. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Switch your feet. There you go. Now you're going to do the other side. It's basically the same thing. You're going to parry. That punch is coming. Parry slip. Bah. Parry slip. Bah. Parry slip. Bah. Parry
My
slip.
glove on the right hand now.
You have something in your right hand. Hopefully a knife. You're sticking them. So the same thing, a pull and counter is basically what we call a bait and switch if you were at a car dealer.
Same thing.
This hand is always coming under, unless the guy's like a lot shorter than you, then it would kind of maybe screw you up. So you may have to go over, but you know, it wouldn't work. So you might have to.
Don't pick on 4 feet tall people.
Listen, I've seen it happen. I mean, it works. If you go over, it's just doesn't feel as good, doesn't work as well. Come on, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Get to crack-a-lackin', get to crack-a-lackin'. How's everybody out there tonight? Everybody good? I hope. Angel Jimenez, let's go. Yes, let's go. Good. Now, where can you go with this? And again, you're just going to do simple things in your head. I do a split, back up a little bit. I do a split entry. See, I'm here. I can use this hand or this hand, either one. Let's say from that you did what you just did. You pushed my hand out of the way a little bit, right? I can just go right in with that one. I don't have to do anything else. I just go right in, just so you guys could see it. That's what you want to do. So you want to pin that down. So it doesn't matter. You can go here. Boom. You push it really far out of the way. Boom. I can go right in with the elbow. Make sure this hand stays here. Okay? So if I only want to use this hand, you push me out of the way, I can elbow. Boom. You push me out of the way, boom. I just raise. It goes all the way over here. I raise it. See how I pinned? Move this out of the way. I pinned with this. So I go here, you push it out of the way. Boom. I pin this, and then I headbutt you. Or I go in here. Boom. I pin, and I thumb the eye. I pin, and I cup the ear. Just because my hand got pushed over there doesn't mean I can't continue to use it however it is I wanted. Because I got the key to all the locks. If it's over there, most people would have you push my hand all the way over there, right? But I'm just hell-bent, keep your hand there so I can't push back. I'm just hell-bent on using this hand. And I want to use it on this side. But your hand is there. But all I got to do is remove this hand. And then I can do that. I want to poke that eye, but my hand is way over there. Turn this way a little bit. If I'm hell-bent on poking you in this eye, you push, and I just get rid of that. Again, you push, and I get rid of it. So on the push, all you're doing is you raise the elbow, pin, and then I cup your ear. Push, thumb the eye. Sorry, push, grab the head. And then from there, it's the same thing. I can knee, I can knee, I can knee, I can knee. It doesn't matter. If you have enough of these little tricks like visualization, run the table, if you're in the neighborhood, say hello, these things are just going to fall into place. And I find it hard to believe that if you use all those concepts, you won't have a million things to do without learning a million things, right? I'm just teaching you the concepts. Run the table and stuff, right? I'm not saying, okay, these are the shots to take. You got to understand the shots. But that's easy because I explained them to you. These are the places you go. And if you're using weapons, it's like, think about this. It doesn't matter what I bomb, right? If I have a nuclear bomb, because that thing's just going to screw everything up, right? Now, if I have a little bomb, I may not be able to bomb 10 square miles. If I have a huge bomb, I may not want to drop it in one spot that I don't want to spread. You see what I'm saying? So if I want to be more laser focused, I use a laser or something more targeted, just like a shotgun is not very accurate, you know? Or it's not as accurate as it should be. Not that it's not very accurate, but much less accurate than a lot of other guns. And then depending on the gun, they're made for certain things, right? Accuracy, power, bop, 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 bop. Same thing in fighting. If you're using your headbutts, knees, and elbows, you basically can do whatever you want. You're not using your hands that you can hurt. You're not using, you know, karate chops that you can hurt. You know what I'm saying? You got all these other things involved, which is just three. You got the head. If that doesn't work, you got the elbow. If that doesn't work, you got the knee. And if all three of those aren't working, it's probably because you just haven't trained enough. That's all that is. Can't be anything else. I've never had them fail, right? So, he pushes too far. Here's where else you go. You pushed way out there. My hand's way out here. Then I'll just attack both of these arms, okay? I'll keep this here, and I'll attack both.
Nice.
Okay? That's all I have to do. Now, both arms are locked. Okay, when they say locking doesn't work, that's a lock. That's not accidental or incidental. You're locked here, you're trapped, but that's a lock, right? If your hands, but I have to understand that as soon as I feel, and where do you get that from? Chisao. That feel, I feel my hand going way over there, then I'm gonna trap. That's all I gotta do. I got a pin. Now you're all screwed here while I'm doing this. Now you could try to punch me with this thing. I don't know how good it's gonna be now. I don't wanna be here, but that's all I gotta do. Keep my elbow on this side, down here and pushing. See, that's what I'm doing. That's the motion, like if I was gonna scoop butter. That's it. Okay, I can make it worse for you if I can go here, and then knee you, and then elbow you, and then all kinds of stuff. I got this other hand totally free. Both of my legs are free, my head is free, and you're over here like this. And not only like this is bad, but when you have both your hands trapped and on one side of your body, that's a shit show, right? But that again doesn't come from technique, that just comes from a concept. I'm getting rolled over there, so I just have, this is where I want to go, right? And this hand is free. You have no free hands, right? That leg is way over there. For you to use that leg is going to be a shit show. I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. You can't headbutt me from there. It's just not going to happen.
It can be effective.
See? Boom, 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 boom. And all I got to do is keep that pressure there. Can we camp out here? Can I build a skyscraper? No, but I'm only going to be there a couple of seconds. And all I need is a couple, literally. All I need is 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There's going to be 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 shots if I'm feeling spiffy that day in 2 seconds, right?
It's also 2 seconds, they're not striking you.
So anytime, so that's not a trap from any, I mean, we have these, right? We have these, punch, we have these, right? Grab my belt, we have these, right? But this one here, push it over there, right? This one is nowhere to be found. And then as you try to slip this one out, you slip it that way. That one, see? All the work you got to do. You can't backhand me because my hand was just here. So you got to go way over there. Okay, so go way over there. And then I got this. Now you got another issue. But I'm using my entire body. Okay, this thing is still on good. Bothers me that the light isn't green. You got it? So that was your split entry. Now you're going to do 30 times again on each side. You're going to do, and I'm not going to do it too many times because I don't want you to get used to actually seeing my hand and actually seeing. Once you see it once, you have to have that photographic memory, right? So again, I go like this, do the split entry. There you go, split, right? One inside, one outside. One inside, one outside. Watch, do it again. So when you do it, remember, make sure that that head, you want to make sure it's off center line. Bang, there you go. Bang, good, right? One in, one out. Now you're going to go both out. So you're just going to go under this hand. So you're going to push and go under. Under. Is that under?
It is not under,
That is over.
but it is on the outside. Yeah,
There you go. Both outside. And then do the same thing. Go with that hand.
And on this, if you could strike, is the idea to do it cleanly, or am I coming off your arm? It simply doesn't matter.
Either or. If the arm is in your way, then you want to cut. This is what you call cutting. You're going to go boom and cut. If it's not in your way, if the space is there, you're just rumbling through. You know, the less friction, the better. You only do what you need to do, not what you want, not what you like, not what your instructor told you. That's where the problem is, you know. You're trying to emulate and do shit just because somebody told you to do it. It's not the way it is. It's got to work. It's got to be functional. Does it feel right? Most times if it feels right, it's right. Most times. So both hands are outside, so you're going to push. There you go. One more time. Boom. And that's all you're going to do. Watch your hands. See? Now stay right there. Take a mental picture. You're pushing. Yeah, get that one out a little bit so it would be actually. There you go. Do it again. Do it again. And just visualize. If you don't visualize that hand coming towards you, okay, it's going to be difficult for you to do this. It's going to be difficult, right? Boom. First you were here, right? Now you're here. And you're picturing hand. There's the hand. There's your hand. Boom. There's their eye. And you do 30 and 30. And you do the same thing. Because if you don't have a partner, you have to have ways to train this. And again, any monkey can do this. This was taught to me ages ago. Most of you guys have probably been doing it on your own. What I'm trying to get you to do here is actually, not just listen to what I just said, but actually go and sit home and do 30 or 40 of these visualizing that hand.
And on the outside, you also like to slip. Try to get your head out.
You're always, remember what I said 5 minutes ago. Head, body, hand. Always. That doesn't change. Never changes. It's just like if you jump in the water, you're going to get wet. Or whatever, touch the water. So, well, what if you have a wetsuit? The suit's going to get wet. There's no going into water and not getting wet. You're still wet. Oh, no, I have a wetsuit. I'm not wet. You're wearing the wetsuit. It's wet. That's like saying you jump in a puddle with a suit. Well, I'm not wet. The suit is wet. All right, whatever, man. Technically speaking, water causes wetness. Other things cause wetness, too. I had this thing back when I was a teenager. It caused wetness. Whole different
Having
story.
a good night. You could have slapped me in the head and said, what do you think? Should you have bobbed? I'm like, yeah, probably.
Always, always, always.
Try to get the hell out of the way.
Think about it. You don't do things functionally just sometimes. Just sometimes, right? Here, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to talk about it this Friday. Don't forget, guys, Friday we're going to be on. Go on to I Love Jeet Kune Do. It's Dwight Woods' page. I Love Jeet Kune Do. It's Dwight Woods. I Love Jeet Kune Do. You'll see it. I'm going to be on there 6 o'clock Friday. Make sure you get on there and say, what's up, Sifu? Tell them where you're from. Make sure. Tell them you're from Washington, Texas, LA, whatever. But anyway, and like algorithms. Do you know that a recipe is an algorithm? But algorithm is a trendy word.
I don't even know how to
An algorithm, well, it's basically, you just want to break it down because it's got a couple of different really funky meanings, so we charge you a lot from it. But it's just like a recipe. It's putting things together in an order to get an outcome. That's all it is, like a recipe. You put ingredients into a pot, a bowl, or whatever, in an order, right? It's not like it has to be in a certain order. I mean, the spices could all be in it, but usually you can't put the wet before the this. You see what I'm saying? You can't put it in the oven before. See, so it's sequential. There's a sequence to baking a cake because you can't do oven first, then mix. You can't mix first, then add milk. Right? So it has to, when people say, well, there's no sequence, I can put the butter. Yes, there is a sequence, okay? It's a general sequence. It doesn't matter if you put the batter in, then the butter, then the milk, and then mix it. Those three don't matter, but you gotta mix it before you pour it in the pan, right? You can't pour it in the pan unmixed. You gotta mix it in the bowl. From the bowl it goes to the pan. From the pan it goes into the oven, right? That is a fucking sequence, right? An algorithm is sequential. That's all it is. So a recipe is actually an algorithm, right? Bruce Lee, I'm going to write an article. It's going to be called Bruce Lee's Fighting Algorithm. You steal it, I'm going to kill you all, right? It's an algorithm. Things go in a certain order to get a result. That's an algorithm. But everybody started using it. It was cliche. I mean, I don't remember the word algorithm 20 years ago. I remember the word recipe for hundreds of years, right? But that's all it is. So you're taking data or materials or ingredients, putting them in an order to get a result. That's it. Look it up. You can fancy it up any way you want. I'm not a fancy guy. I don't like big words. They confuse the shit out of me, right? But that's all it is. Just, I don't know, Google it if you want. Would you consider some people, oh, well, bottom line, man, if you look at, just like if you look up martial, it either means war or combat or warlike, combat-like. They'll mix it a little bit, change it, but that's it. That's what martial means. Martial arts aren't dance, aren't romance, it's fight. Boom, war, combat, kill. Murder, death, kill. That's all an algorithm is, right? So, and you start looking, there's just so many things in this world that each thing is so individual and independent. But they just give it little knickknacks, or little cute names. You know, it's trendy to say it that way. But there's probably 10 different words you could use. There's probably 10 synonyms for an algorithm, at least, right? Bruce Lee's fighting algorithm. You like it, I know you do.
I do.
I like it a lot. All right.
Outside?
Outside, baby. Come on. There you go. Get that hand out of the way. Remember, the hand's getting out of the way. And again, this in itself, you isolate. You will isolate the head movement. So put your hand out. So I'm going to picture. I'm going to picture. So now I don't do it. I'm picturing that hand. I'm picturing that hand. I'm picturing that hand. Then I'm going to isolate. Go. I'm going to isolate this. I'm going to isolate this. So I'm going to just stand here. Boom. Boom. Then I'm going to isolate 1, 2. 1, 2. Then I'm going to isolate 1, 2, 3. Well, that's no longer an isolation because you're doing all three. But you will isolate each piece. The hand, the parry, the head movement in any order. Doesn't make a difference. And you just start, then you're doing that. You're picturing that hand coming, you're picturing that hand coming, picturing that hand coming, the hand's coming, the hand's coming, right? You're picturing that hand coming, picturing that hand coming, picturing that hand coming, picturing that hand coming, and then you're doing both, right? You're picturing that hand coming, picturing, just doing nothing else but that, right? So you can still isolate these solo drills. But what's the most important thing in the solo drill? Starts with a V. Starts with a V. Visualize that punch. Visualize that shove. Visualize that eye poke. Just visualize it. It's going to make you get out of the way. And think it. I mean, do you know when people train, they're very artsy-fartsy people who do Broadway and stuff like that, how, what do they call it? Getting into character. It's the same thing. That is the concept that we're using here. You're getting into character. That's how they would say it if I spoke to Broadway's kind of people and Othello kind of people. Romeo, or Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Now, how would they say that where I was born, where I was raised? Right? Romeo, or Romeo, where art thou? Where art thou? Romeo! Nigga, where you at? Where you at? That's how it would be. Where art thou? Depending, again, on where you're from, is where you at. Right? Depending on where are you? That's where art thou is where you at. Be on again, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. David, me escucha, papi. All right, now I'm getting thumbs up. All right, sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Did you see? Hey, do me a favor. You see that green? If you don't see that light, can you see it right there?
Solid green.
All right, if you don't see it while we're working, let me know. Say, dude, your light's out.
Will do.
All right, cool. All right, everybody got it? I don't think you missed anything when we were see? Now it's not, now they're not complaining about, you talk too much. Now it's like, we can't hear you. So last week you could, now you can't hear. What? Never happy, man. And you know what I'm doing right now? Visualizing non-bitch. Sorry, guys. Silence is not golden. All right. Can you guys hear me again? I took off the mic. We're just straight up. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I took off the mic. All right, good. So I had to take it off. It's going to sound different now. I don't know how this ran out of juice because I just charged it. Man, we were going good for like 3 weeks. Now we're having trouble again. I'm going to have to check this, see if it's dead or not. All right, guys. So again, let me hear some. Can you guys hear me? Yes, okay, good. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell's going on. You guys already know I'm not good with this stuff. So, Sherry, please, any of you guys have my other number. If this happens, feel free, because this right now is on, what do they call that? Do not disturb. 561-654-0503. And if you guys call me, you're not interrupting me because I'm here for you. So you're interrupting yourselves. All right, 561-654-0503, and say, idiot, get a nice mic. No, it's working fine, Dave, but I don't know what happened today. I'm going to have to check. It couldn't have ran out. I mean, I don't know. And it was working fine. So, I digress. You're visualizing. Boom, right? Boom. So, both hands are out, okay? And all you're going to do is this. Both out, just out. Like a gun. Hey, you're the gun, right? So, you're going to start on the outside, right? Both hands. So, you're just going to put both hands out, okay? Kind of like a John Sal, we're going to just boom. 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, turn, 7, 8. So you're only 2 places, open or closed. Open or closed. So if you were to shove me on this shoulder, boom, I can do that. Shove me again on that shoulder, boom, I can do that. Shove me on this shoulder, with that hand, boom, I can do that. Shove me on this shoulder again, boom, I can do that. So I'm either going to go both in, which I was before, both out, we're going here, right? So all you do this time is just open them both. So it's 8 moves, but it's only 2 moves. It's only 2 moves. Open or closed. Closed, open, put that hand out. Open, put that one down. Closed, closed, open. This is open, this is closed. This is open, this is open, this is closed. So the drill goes like this. You just have the partner here, right? You just step off to the side and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How does the footwork work? The footwork works like this. If you start here, you little by little do this. You can't stay here and do this. Doesn't work. You can't go here, step back. Doesn't work. So you're going to move little by little. So you take one step, both open, right? Then you close. And you start moving back this way because I'm going that way. Closed, open, open, closed, closed, open. See what I'm doing? I'm just going with each move, step shuffle or step slide. Think about a step slide sideways, a lateral step slide, step slide, step slide. That's all you do. All right? Or you can just start here and just go 1, 2, and then start to move. Okay? And then the same thing, when you're visualizing it, you're visualizing the Wing Chun dummy. You're visualizing what we just did, right? 2 hands, 2 Wing Chun arms, or just one at a time. But the way you practice it is, you go and then both palm down. Both open, right? And then you just go underneath. And then you come up to the inside and you do the same thing. And all you're going to do is like a human to come around to the inside. So you're outside open, outside closed, inside open, moving to the other side, inside open, inside closed, moving around to the outside, inside closed, inside open. So jot it down so you can't forget because you already know the position. When I say open, you know you're blocking and striking. When I say closed, you know you're blocking and striking. That's all you can do. So you visualize that. So this is the way it goes. Open, closed, closed, open, open, closed, closed, open. Really easy. Jot it down. You don't have to do it right now because you can go back to this. Okay? You can go back and refresh it.
Indeed, I will.
Right? Again, open, closed, closed, open, open, closed, closed, open. And you see my position? Because now, stand here. We started here, right? And I worked my way around him, push up, whatever you want to do. Boom, that's 1. Again, boom, that's 2. I have them backwards order, doesn't matter. But for the drill, open, closed, closed, open. Throw the other hand. Open, closed, closed, open. And that teaches you if you decide to go outside, if you decide to stay inside, if you're going to go 50-50, right? So, and that's simple. So all you do is, if you have a person, stay there, back up right here, stick your hands out. And I just go, boom, 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 boom. Right? And then you just go through it. That's where you'll get to. You don't do it the first day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you're going this way, I better see you like this. As you're coming across, I better see you like this. As you're going to the outside, I better see you like this. That's how you finish. You're just making a semicircle, the crescent of the moon, and you move along that. And then what do? Isolate. You just visualize, you know that it's, you don't want to use your hands, you just want to use the footwork, so that you can isolate it so you can go. Because on the inside ones, you barely move. Right? When I go outside, open, close, I come over, close, open, and I just barely move. Boom, boom, and then this one's a little bit bigger. And it would be the same thing. If I decide from this shove to go here, if I decide from this shove to go here, if I decide from that shove to go here, or to go here, well, that's the same one, to go here, both hands shove, and I go here. This one handles that, right? So both hands shove, and I just come to the inside, right? Or bit, 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 and everything else falls into play. It doesn't mean because I'm doing this, I can't throw on the thumb, or throw on the cup, throw on the headbutt, or a knee. Slide down to the groin, then headbutt. go. We're gonna do it together. With no partner or no Wing Chun dummy. Now, if you don't have a partner, that's cool. If you don't have a Wing Chun dummy, that's not cool. You have a partner. You have a Wing Chun dummy? Not cool. Now, you could trade your partner for a dummy. Right now, everything's pretty expensive, so you probably get a good return on investment. So slide over, forward so I can see. So we're going to step off to this side a little bit. We're visualizing hands. A hand pushing, pushing, both hands pushing, and I'm picturing I'm going to go to the outside. There's footwork involved. Shit, I had to move, right? So we're going to start open, close, open, close, open. Super simple. I'm going to go that way, open, closed. First move, closed, open. Next move, open, closed. Follow, man, follow. There you go. Closed, open. Watch my foot. On my footwork. Watch my foot. Got it? No, I can see it in your face.
No.
Why? Because you're not thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm not lost.
Two hands, and you're just doing this. Watch. You're just doing it. That's it. One move. Open. One move. Close. One move. Close. One basic tiny little open. This one's just literally like, right? But you're getting, remember, if this side is striking this, I want this happening, right? So I'm going to go this way, right? Boom. Why? Because this side is striking. And then when I switch, as long as I'm going here, right? So I'm going boom, boom. This has to happen, right? And then I'm going to go woof, 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 woof. The only confusing part should be from your hands being open. After you do the two, stay right there, don't move anywhere. Boom, boom. This is the part where it gets confusing because we like to put a lot of space here. Out, straight out. It's not a fighting space. Remember, you're a dummy. Big wooden dummy. One, two, right? When I go inside, what I want to do is I want to stay tight. Because I'm imagining, let's say you went to knock my cap off, and I went boom. And from here, I'm going to do this. That's how I'm going to move that hand out of the way. I'm here, I'm going to go, watch my hand, move that hand out of the way. From here, I stay connected, and I move that hand out of the way. Did you at any moment not feel me connected to you?
No, you're connected.
Right? So don't go like this. That's not what I want. It takes it too much time. From here, push out. That's what I'm going to do. Push in. That's what I'm going to do. Push in, push. Boom. Push this way. Boom. Push this way. Boom. Push this way. Boom. Push this way. Boom. Push. Boom. Push. As soon as I feel it, push. Okay? Short, sweet, and simple. Boom. Man, perfect. See, that was perfect.
When spent a couple of minutes checking that out because it's a weird movement, but it's one of the part of the form.
You?
Yeah. And
Which
know
one
what
was
the
that?
hell it is. Yeah. So one time I saw they said instead of standard like going into
It should be coming towards you. Okay? In a ceiling tap.
please. So it would be
Where you like to catch it up level? This way. Right, so you're going out. Here's where you're going. Okay. Yeah. In. There you go. You're flipping it in. Good. But anyway, what are we talking about ceiling tap?
yeah, that's it. It just has a ceiling tablet. One of the variations is that it goes into a
Yeah.
backward C.
But you see, if you learn ceiling tap and go through the entire form, you'll have a good working knowledge of this. The thing is that takes a couple months. Here, it takes 2 seconds just to push out, remain connected, and move that hand out of the way. So I'm going from outside, it's going this way, see?
Yes.
Right, push, and I can do fast, right? Push, you're never gonna feel me lose conscious. Immediately going from here, whoop, right to there. But a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll go, pull hands out, one time dummy me up, 1, 2, right? I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's going to be a little bit of disconnect, especially in the beginning, but the better and better you get, the the tighter and tighter it will get. And that's a very good drill. So if you don't have anyone, do it this way. If you have someone, do it this way. If you have a dummy, do it that way. And it's simple. It's real simple. Because you even start the way you start the sets, where you're here, right? And you're just grabbing the dummy. So if I just go here first, hit, okay, and then I come to the outside, that's this arm. I hit here. This is the same arm. I hit here. No, I'm inside. I hit here, right? Hit, boom, I can grab, I can hit. I come back, boom, grab, and I hit. They have those moves all in there. So it's no different. So that's why sometimes when you see all this stuff, like pieces of ceiling tap are in sparring. People are for fighting, or Jewish. Watch them up, which is swords, broadswords. The Wing Chun dummy, right? So you got 8 moves, but it's really only 2. It's either this or this. Then there's a little transition to this, which you already did. You did it here, now you're doing it here. We just did it right now, right? A split entry, if you do a split entry, right, or you do an outside parry or an inside parry, you can do this, right? Boom, there's your outside parry. There's your inside parry. The only one you're going to see is a split entry. All we're doing different is this. So once you learn the split entry, that is it. But people try to extrapolate too much from it. So you take it from the dummy, or you take it from just the person being there. So you're here, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hands all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's the same thing. As this is coming, I'm just going. As this is coming, I'm going. Or. So I'm going here or here, here, which is the same thing I did here, right? Not only I'm going 1, right? 2, 3, 4 is exactly what it is. No difference. It's not even mirrored. It's the same thing. I did it here, then I did 2 more moves, and I'm back to doing it again. And then this, I already did here, right? Look at this motion. Boom, 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 right? Boom, boom. There it is again. So all this is just moving around. You're doing 2 things, that's it. Simple. So get that out of your mind, short, sweet, and simple, and then just practice it. You're like, okay, even if you don't want to move, you just want to do the moves. Meaning if you don't want to move and do the moves or the techniques, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 open, 2 closed. 2 closed, 2 open. 2 open, 2 closed. 2 closed, 2 open. Ready? We'll break it down one at a time. Alright? Or one side at a time. So basically the outside, the inside again, and the outside again. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Times 2 moves, it's your full 8 moves. That's like half of a form. Most forms like 16 moves. Yes?
Dare I say, would you be the dummy for about a moment?
Would I be the dummy for about a moment? And then a dummy for way longer than that? I can definitely do a moment.
So,
what are you doing way over there?
I don't know. I'm not at 45. That's
So, I gotta stay where I need to stay. And you're gonna go.
And the step to get to the outside is just 1
Here, not out there. Because I'm not out there, I'm here. Put your hands out, watch what I'm doing. 1. See? I'm not going out, I'm going towards you. And the same thing, I'm moving, boom. Remember, you're picturing this punch. So as that punch is gonna go this way, I'm gonna go boom that way. Remember, this is a matter of time. But again, now you're starting to do the same thing again, get way ahead about the top punch. Nothing to worry about, because until you can do it well, it doesn't matter, you're gonna get punched in the face. That's the bottom line. So once you can do it well, then you can answer good questions. As it stands now, if a punch comes flying, you're eating it. So let's practice some of these things. So something's out, and then you're gonna feel, oh, boom, I felt that, and that hooked in the eye. So you're gonna move out here so that you can touch me, but I can't touch you. That's it. If you go out there, you can't touch me either. But do it. I can't touch you, bro. And you got all kinds of touching going on. I mean, it should be illegal. That's assault. That's rape. That's Wing Chun rape. Ready? Boom. Both hands are open. Now closed. step outside, open, right? And then tiny little step, closed. Remember the visualization. The problem with the Wing Chun dummy is that it's got no life. That's why we spar. Because you have to do things. You got to be alive when you're moving, right? When you're moving, obviously you can't move dead. But when you're going to do a technique, you're in and you're out, right? You're moving, I'm coming in, and as I'm moving, the feet are going, all the footwork, and I'm moving. As we're boom, and I'm hitting, right? Or coming back with this. Or here, boom, and I hit, and I step off this, boom, and I hit again. So as you're moving, you still have to picture realism. Does it look real that I'm running like this? No. So you realize it up. You're here, and your visual world, boom. Okay, that looks good. That looks like you're doing something, right? Boom. And then I'm not moving. Remember, don't expect movement. You just got to act as that punch is coming. So you're going to go open, then just close it. There you go. My arm is there, right? My arm, I'm going to leave this one out of the picture, right? Boom. Now it's there. I'll brush it out of the way. You got to brush my arm, not your own arm. So you got that out of the way, and you hit. Now you're going to use this hand to move out of the way and hit. So, 1.
This one.
There you go, and then 2. Brush my arm. So brush, just do, forget about this one, the first one, do the second one. Brush my hand out of the way, and hit the other one. Boom. Except, you gotta do it, boom, under. So, my hands are out, you're open. Well, that's close, but you did the one out of hands, good, perfect, that's the one. So open, that's the first one, and then the second one. There you go. That's all you're doing, except it comes under. So you slide my hand out of the way, boom, poke the eye. Slide my hand out of the way, poke the eye. My eyes are over here.
Poke your eye.
There you go. You poke my eye, did you? There you go. Boom. Because otherwise you're going to start getting used to put the shoulder
Flying
on
to
top.
left field.
Yeah, put the shoulder
Where's
on
that?
top. I stand over here, now move the other way. Both open, and then I'll close it. Open, open, stay right there, stay right there. You're gonna start this one towards my eyes and brush out of the way. So you're gonna just go like this one. There you go, that one has to be underneath. It's the only difference. Okay? Will it work if you do it the other way? Yeah. I mean, a lot of things will work in the proper way. Boom. Everything's in proper all the time. Good.
But it's over.
There you go. The thing with going over is that you're probably going to start sending that one and you're thinking offense instead of defense. And it's fine if you're really good. But if you're not, and the block doesn't get there because you're so focused on the hit first, if you're focused on the parry first, you cannot go over. It would be impossible. The reason is you're not visualizing right. If you're going to punch me in the face and I go like this, I can't go over. There's just no way. If you're going over means you started hitting me before you started blocking me. And it's never going to work unless you're a Wing Chun guy, unless you're a JKD guy, which you're not. So until you are, you've got to understand that blocking is first. Defense before offense, unless you know what the hell you're doing. But that's why these guys practice the shit when they explain that to people and people get punched in the face. Because when they don't correct that, the reason you cannot go over, in case you didn't know, and so people ask, well, I've seen people doing it going over. Well, that's not realistic, unless the person is super short, right? So drop down, right? And you're punching up. Yeah, then I can go over. But that's not going to happen. If you're punching me, there's what that punch is going to be. If I do what I'm supposed to do, how am I going to get this here? How is that going to work? Just try that. Try to go like this, and then try to do this. Boom. And you tell me which one feels better. I'm not dogging anything, I'm just telling you. I've seen JKD guys, as the punch is coming in, grab, right, and the hand's going like, you never. How are you pulling the hand from here? It's not going to happen. So you have to be up here, in this position. Imagine grabbing hands from this position. It's hard enough punch just to do this. This is a good position. It's just everything is working the way it's supposed to. This is not the way we're supposed to work. So if you're telling me you're going to pull and poke the eye, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. It's not going to happen. If my hand is up here blocking anything, let's say that hand. If I was doing this, I got to be here. If I'm gonna try to do this, that just doesn't make any sense. It makes sense from here, but I'm way outside. And that's the thing, because they don't do it. And then when they say trapping doesn't work, yeah, it's not gonna work. Because you cannot go over your grabbing hand. If I'm grabbing you, I have to grab you down here. But that's not what we're doing. We're talking about a head attack. And people are doing this. Good luck, man. Good damn luck. Because the hand, that's the first thing that's gonna happen. That's normal. Punch. That's not normal for me to try to hit you back. What's normal is for me to do this. And then how am I going over? Just doesn't even feel right. Right? Because this, my hand is down. Right? If I'm here like this, that might make sense. But even if I do that, boom, that still makes sense. Right? So if my hands are up, I could carry and go over. But look what happens. Unless I move your hand way down, it just doesn't feel right. It's not going to work as planned. If you practice a lot in the gym, you do a lot of sparring, it'll work. But that's the problem. That punch is coming so fast. Right? The other one, I'm gonna show you.
I'm with you, I was just being clumsy.
No, it's good. That you guys have probably seen. This one here, you go like this, boom, and then what they do is they go here, boom. I see now, well, they'll go like this, boom, boom, up, upwards. Jabs don't happen like that. So I used to teach it too, long time ago. If I go this way, boom, there is no pulling an uppercut, there is no 1, 2, that's what you end up doing. It doesn't work. Because jabs, all right, this is what I want you to do, slow motion. I'm going to throw my jab, and I just want you to parry it with that hand, just parry it. Again, just do that hand out of the way, do it. Parry, good, parry again, boom, parry again, boom, parry again, boom, all right, parry again, boom. That, if I'm jabbing you, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to do it with slow motion. Parry, there you go, parry. All right, now what I'm going to do is with that same hand, you're going to parry, and then come through here and uppercut. Ready? With the same hand. Boom. Boom. All right, again. It's not going to happen, right?
Doesn't feel right.
So when I'm going like this, split, uppercut with the other hand, that's what I want you to do now. So you're going to parry, and then uppercut. Again, parry, and then uppercut. Right? Parry, and then uppercut. So, now you're going to do this. You're going to parry and hit me in the face, parry and hit, straight shot. Boom, there you go, again. Boom, there you go. Boom, and now you're going to grab with this hand and uppercut with this one. Uppercut, just uppercut. Boom, okay, again. 1, and then, there you go. Now you got to parry and hit. Watch, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go 1, right? And then 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? Over here, you go boom, and then come in with this one. Right? You parry and hit, and then come in with this one. Got it? Alright? Boom. Yeah. Right. It's never going to happen. This is a simple reason. Alright? Now I want you to do it again. Ready? There's where that elbow's going. Is that jab? Pop. Pop. Pop.
Yeah, it's hard to defend against
So
jab.
any counters that you're showing against jabs better be well thought out and made into realism. They better be made into realism because it doesn't happen that way. It does not happen that way. That jab, the slowest jab I ever seen is probably like that. That's probably the slowest jab. So how are you going to get an uppercut in when my elbow's right back here? And with most martial arts, when I go like this, and you're working 2 or 3 techniques, I've never seen anything in my life in this position. And when I say life, life is not a tournament. Tournament is not real life. Exhibition is not real life. Real life is kind of bar. Right? So, both hands out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Short, sweet, simple. You'll wind this thing 100 times. You will go home, turn around this way, right? You gotta get used to that not even being there. Not everybody has a big mirror in the house. So you picture the 2 hands,
I'll get a mirror.
right? And you're gonna go little step 1, a little bit smaller step 2. Underneath, moving that hand and going underneath. every time you're starting over, you're doing something different. Just don't start over. When we're going to do it, go here, stay there. And then from there, do it again. Because you're going 1, then going back, and then trying to do 2. But you got to do 1 and 2. You can't just do 2, 3. It's got to be 1, 2, 3. You can't do 3, 4. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So you're going outside, ready? 1. Now just 2. There you go. And now 3. There you go. Now 4. And now 5. Just follow. That's it. Right? And now 6. And now 7. And now 8. Right? That's it. It's the same move. All you're doing is doing it over there, doing it here, and then doing it over there. You go from the outside to the inside to the outside to the other side. And that's it. And you're only here or here. Here or here. That is it. And remember what I said. When you're doing stuff that's secondary, meaning that's your first move. Whatever you're doing next, you better understand that that hand doesn't stay out there. It doesn't hang out there. You're probably not even going to catch it. The only way that's going to happen is if I get lucky and I throw this and you push me, I can do this. I'd have to be real lucky because even if as it's going back, so throw it out and go back, boom, throw a regular punch. That's a regular punch. What's a regular punch? Out back, out back. You said it, out back. There, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. See? It's not even there. Do it again. Boom, that's what I'm hoping. So it's fast. That second shot is not there. That's where you go, boom, back, get over there. But I'm explaining to you the difference between drills and thinking you're going to take this whole dance of drills and make it into a fight. Not even to choreograph a fight on a TV screen, on a movie. It's not the way it works. Right? So when you're doing these, you got to visualize. You got to. You got to isolate. You got to. You're always visualizing while you're isolating. Understand what the difference is between this, that, and the third. That's it. But all you have to do is understand. Don't be getting and delving. Yeah, you're a little bit here, you're a little bit there. But you're either open or closed. It's simple, right? There's nothing. Concepts just don't change. They're the same just everywhere. Like I said, even algorithms you can make work with recipes as you can with software. Because the meaning of it is just basically getting this through a path to an end. Taking these ingredients in this sequence to get a cake. Taking this data in a sequence to get software. But it follows, right? This data, it all makes sense. It's from somewhere and for something. And you get this, okay, that's how we figure out what P Rdz doing, what P Rdz doing, what I see on Facebook, how this and where that. Same with the recipe. All right, I got to take a quarter cup of this, a teaspoon of that, and this, and mix this, pour that, bake the whole thing. It's the same thing, right? So that's all that an algorithm is. It's information or ingredients, follow a sequence to get a end result. Is the, what's the word I'm looking for? The easy way of putting it. I guess, let me see, if you look at it, I don't even want to freaking search it on the internet, probably because my internet doesn't even work. But yeah, I don't have, because I got this thing going. But, what up, G? So, got it? Don't confuse fighting with drilling. Don't confuse drilling with reality. Don't confuse reality with the movies. So life is super simple. You have a human body, there's places you want to hit it with the most vicious shit you can hit him with. And then don't stop hitting him. You keep flowing. You make it simple. So you just take Bruce Lee's concepts, you take the stuff that he was teaching, the stuff that he was researching, and then you make it work. You can't follow that recipe and screw it up. You can't. If you follow that recipe, it will come out right. What happens is people decide to change the recipe and tweak it. And say, well, he didn't really mean to put raisins in it. Yeah, man, he said it, he wrote it, it was in his book, it was in his interviews, he showed it, you know what I'm saying? So on their own, they decided that they're going to make their pumpkin bread with no raisins. Bullshit. He wanted raisins. But they're choosing, hey, whatever floats your boat. But then your banana bread don't taste right. Or your lasagna tastes like shit. Because it's the same thing. It's universal concepts. That's all. So like I said, this is Bruce Lee's fighting algorithm. And his sequence works great. His ingredients are great. His data, whatever, however you want to put it, like I said, it can be software or it can be a recipe. Right? It's not, for sure, it's not rocket science. Right? So, two hands out, open, closed, open, closed, open. Got it? And then you practice it at home. And then you get stumped, you call me. Like, hey, sir, hell is going on here? We got an issue. Any questions? Guys, I gotta check that mic again. Thank you. Any questions? Write them down, send them to me, same with you, call me. What else? Email, all the ways. You guys know how it works. You guys know how all this stuff works. Boom, boom, finish.